Hello everyone, so in this video I am going to show you how pulse width modulation, which is PWM, is used on SmowCode and how the flow can be created on SmowCode. I have already created a flow which would always be, most of the times, be constant, and this is how you should go in making the flow. I'll explain each of the nodes one by one in this video. So what is PWM? PWM is pulse width modulation, which is a technique used to control power delivery by switching a signal on and off at a set frequency. So the main two features of PWM are the frequency, which determines how fast the on or off cycles repeat, and the second feature is the duty cycle, which controls how long the signal stays on in each cycle. So let's come to our flow, and this is the first PWM function. You can find it if you write PWM on SmowCode, and this is the PWM Write function. So what PWM Write does is, when you go to its properties, you can see that we have the two main properties: intensity percentage, which is nothing but the duty cycle, which controls how long the signal stays on in each cycle. So I have kept it at 50%. So the signal would stay on for 50% and off for 50% in each cycle. And then it asks you for the frequency, which determines how fast the on or off cycles repeat. So I've kept it at 900, which is pretty slow, which is pretty fast, I'm sorry. And after that, you can see there's one more config function, and you can edit the config function as well. So in the config function, you have the output pin, which is set to 2, which is the LED on our ESP32 for now. The ESP32 also has different timers, so you can also specify which timer controls the PWM signal. So for now we have kept it at 0. You also have an LED C channel choosing option, which assigns the PWM signal to a specific LED C channel. So the ESP32 has 8 hardware PWM channels, allowing it to control multiple LEDs or motors simultaneously. For now, we have chosen the channel 0. If you go to the advanced properties, you can also see that it allows you to choose a resolution. So a resolution which I have chosen is an 8-bit resolution, which defines the duty cycle precision. These are advanced techniques. If you want to edit them, you can, but I have kept them at default. The clock is I have kept it at RTC 8 megahertz, which is also the default. It sets the clock source for the PWM timing. And then there's the speed mode, which determines the processing mode. I have kept it at low speed for now. I can keep it at high speed and update it, and it would get updated in every single of the nodes, so you don't need to update it in each node. As you can see, I just updated in the first one, and in the PWM Timer Set it was updated automatically as well. The other advanced features is the H point, which we'll see what it does in the future, because we have a separate node to set the H point as well. So that was our PWM Write node, which sets the frequency and the duty cycle and the pin number basically, and some more advanced feature if you wish to change them. The second node we have is the PWM Timer Set, which configures and starts the PWM timer. If you go to the properties, you can source the clock frequency, you can change it. I have kept it at auto clock for now. You can change the clock divider as well, and if you go to the config, those are the same timer. It allows you to choose the timer, the LED C channel, the resolution, clock and speed mode, similar to the PWM Write, and the output pin would remain 2, as we are controlling the internal LED of the ESP32. Then the next is a separate node which allows you to explicitly set the frequency as well. If you want to change the frequency midway, you can do that using the PWM Set Frequency as well. And as you can see, we had kept the frequency 900 before, and now I am decreasing it to 150, which would make it a little slower, so we can see the light blinking at this frequency. Once again, in the config everything remains the same as it was for the PWM Write. You can choose to change it if you want to. I'm keeping it as is. And PWM Get Frequency just retrieves the currently set PWM frequency, which was changed right before, so it would be 150 hertz, and we are going to display that on our serial monitor to just verify it. The next is the PWM Set Duty and Update. So this is also a node which allows you to change the duty which was initially set. We set it to 50% initially, and this allows you to change and update it. So currently it's updating to 50 again. You may choose to change it. You can change, I'm going to change it to, let's say, 32. Once again, the config pins would remain the same. The get duty just retrieves the current duty cycle, so it should retrieve 32 and display the duty right here. The next is the set duty point, set duty hpoint, which sets the high point, which determines the exact moment the cycle when the PWM signal turns on. So it determines the exact moment in the cycle when the PWM signal turns on. So the get function just retrieves the current high point. So it is useful. The high point is useful for precise phase control and timing adjustment in various applications. So it'll give you the precise moment when the pulse turns on, which could help in time synchronization as well in some cases. And then I'm going to display the H point. If you remember, it was one of the advanced features right here in the PWM Write node. You can set the H point right here as well, but this is a separate node to set it between a program as well. Then we reset the timer, which basically resets the PWM timer which was started right here, and then we bind the channel timer, which basically ensures synchronization, and then we stop the PWM signal, and then it's called once again. After every 1 second it gets triggered again and again. So we can see the LED blinking at 150 hertz at 32% duty. We'll see the output in just a moment. Let's upload our code to our ESP32 and see the output. I'll also show you the LED blinking and the serial monitor output as well. And this is the LED blinking at 150 hertz at 32% duty cycle for our PWM program. As you can see, it is the internal LED, which is the pin 2 on the ESP32, and we'll verify that the frequency and the duty cycle is the same by printing it on serial monitor, which I'll show you in just a moment. So let's connect our serial monitor to our ESP32. And as you can see, the timer is set right here at the start, which is the PWM timer set. The current frequency is then changed to 150, and then 150 gets printed right here on the serial monitor. Then we change the duty to 32 and it gets printed as 32 right here. We set the H point to 50 with the duty still remaining 32, and the current value of H point is 50. Then we can see the message of the timer reset being successful. The bind channel timer is successful and the LEDC is stopped. So in the serial monitor, we can verify that our PWM works properly, and as we saw that the blinking light was also working properly. So this is the duty and the frequency for the LED blinking and PWM Write and the PWM nodes working correctly on SmowCode.